Previously on Jamie's World on Ice.
I feel like a penguin.
Why am I going to Antarctica?
Jamie's World on Ice. Jamie's World on Ice. Jamie went to Antarctica. Jamie's World on Ice. She saw penguins and a bunch of seals and a big orange bus with giant wheels. In a sweet puffy jacket, she looks real nice. Chilling and drilling out on the ice. That's Jamie's World on Ice.
That one's really heavy.
Okay, wow, so I'm here. It seems pretty crazy that huge plane just landed on 2 meters of frozen ocean and didn't go right through. I'm pretty glad it didn't though.
This is incredible. Like, this is my first time ever on the snow and it's incredible.
Everything down here is just so alien. Even the bus that's taking us to Scott Base looks like it belongs on Mars. So this is where we're staying for the next week. Scott Base, New Zealand's home in Antarctica. And there's some important business to take care of. My first snow fight. Antarctica can be incredibly dangerous. It's super cold, you can get lost in blizzards, fall down cracks in the ice, get frostbite. It's basically a whole lot of bad things waiting to happen. So before they let us go anywhere, we have to learn how to survive. Here's a tip. If you get cold hands, the best thing to do is jiggle your arms like penguins. No, seriously. Another good way to keep warm is when your team make you drag all the gear by yourself like you're some kind of donkey.
Manual labour.
See those brown lumps in the background that kind of look like giant slugs? Well, they're not. They're Waddell seals. And it's my first encounter with Antarctic wildlife.
It's so cool, there's like little baby ones, but it looks like it takes them forever to get anywhere. They're literally like little worms trying to like get along the ice. Kind of like me.
Our survival training involves putting up a tent and lighting a fire out on the sea ice. It's cold and windy, and nothing is that easy when you're wearing 2 pairs of gloves and 100 or so layers of clothes.
This is basically in an emergency, so this is like an emergency tent. Hopefully the ones we're staying in later are a bit bigger.
The first step is to drill holes into the ice to secure our tent.
So the ocean is actually 2 meters under here, so you don't want to die. So we're drilling into the ice. We have been for about 25 minutes. She's just a bit slow. I can't, it's hard, my hands like, oh, now you're telling me.
If this was real, we would so be dead.
Honestly, I probably just would have taken my clothes off by now and given up.
No, that would be a fail for field training.
Eventually we get the first hole done and our instructors feel sorry for us and decide we don't need to do the other 15. We get our tent up without too many dramas, put together the gas stove pretty much how we got taught inside. Okay, maybe I could survive out here after all. Someone else can pull the sled home though. Okay, quick science lesson. CO2, or carbon dioxide, is a greenhouse gas. This means it traps the warmth from the sun and stops it from heading into space. Sounds toasty, but too much warmth is a bad thing, and global warming means more extreme weather as well as making the ice in places like Antarctica melt, which makes the sea level rise, causes floods and whole communities to disappear underwater. CO2 has gone up and down over millions of years, but we've never experienced the sort of dramatic change we've seen in the last century. Putting it simply, that's not good. Before we came down to Antarctica, we wanted to see how the research there is linked to what's happening here at home. This beautiful spot is Bering Head near Wellington, and for the last 30 years or so, they've been measuring how much CO2 is in the air.
Oh, wow. I feel a bit close to it. Yeah. The reason that we're standing at the edge here, facing out in this direction, is because we're sampling air that has basically come straight up from Antarctica.
2,000 miles that way.
2,000 miles that way, yep. It's come from Antarctica and it's only been in contact with the ocean. Should we collect these samples?
Yes.
I'll hold it up as high as we can.
I'm just going to break it.
No, you won't break it.
It's made out of glass.
Yeah, just don't drop it. We'll be
Like
fine.
Cinderella.
So we just want to go do this a bit before we do it. This is super old school technique. To just disturb the air that's in there and try and like get some other air in. Go. Perfect.
2,000 miles south, and it couldn't be further away from that sunny Wellington afternoon. This is Arrival Heights, where they're also measuring the CO2 levels, except instead of me hanging off the side of a cliff, all I have to do is turn this lever. And then head inside to fill the tank with clean Antarctic air.
I'm a scientist.
The sample that you took over up on that cliff will be compared to this one. Compare the actual air purity between Scott Base and New Zealand.
But just when I thought I'd gotten away without any more heights, no. We have to climb onto the roof to plug in a periscope so we can measure the hole in the ozone layer on this crazy machine.
This instrumentation is called a Dobson.
How much does one of these instruments cost?
Well, because they were built in the 1930s, they're basically irreplaceable.
Wait, this was built in 1930?
This was built in 1937.
80 years of taking measurements, and it feels pretty special to be putting my name alongside today's readings. Let's hope I haven't ruined it. Next time on Jamie's World on Ice,
But it's dark.
I come face to face with one of my biggest fears.
Really nervous.
And you want penguins? Well, we got him.
Jamie went to Antarctica, Jamie's World on Ice.